What's the weirdest way you found out you had a boyfriend? Junior year, I gained a best friend and a broken nose in the same afternoon. Austin's wild pass during gym class connected with my face, and after about 1,000 apologies, we were inseparable. Not in a romantic way, just two people who clicked in that rare way that makes high school bearable. By senior year, people started making comments. First it was subtle, like the smoothie shop worker asking if we wanted our orders on one tab. Then it got weird. His basketball teammates would holler, "There goes the girlfriend," whenever I showed up to games. Teachers stopped asking if we wanted to partner up for projects, just automatically putting us together with these little knowing looks. The thing is, Austin never acted like we were dating. Sure, we spent every Friday playing video games with some pizza, and he picked me up before first period every morning, but that's what close friends do. There was no hand-holding, no kissing, no babe or honey, just two people who happened to be attached at the hip. Senior year is when I should have noticed something was off, but I was too deep in my own oblivious bubble to see it. It started with Austin's mom calling me out of the blue one Sunday. Not him, me directly. She wanted to know which colleges I was applying to, if I saw myself staying local, what my parents thought of Austin. The questions felt loaded, but I brushed it off as her being protective. I'd never seen Austin with a girl in all our years of friendship, so it made sense she'd be curious about the one girl constantly in his life. Honestly, I thought it was sweet how involved she was, calling every week to check in on both of us. The weirdest moment was when Austin's basketball coach called me during history class. I answered thinking something was wrong, and he goes, "Where's Austin? He's not at practice." I told him I had no idea. I was in AP Lit. "Well, can you tell your boyfriend to get his butt to the gym?" When I tried explaining we weren't together, he just laughed like I'd told him the sky was green. Turns out I was listed as Austin's emergency contact, and the coach genuinely thought calling me would solve any Austin-related problem. Then when I got a terrible stomach bug in November, Austin went into full caretaker mode. For 3 days straight, he came over immediately after school with soup, Gatorade, and every streaming password he could borrow. He'd hang out for hours doing homework in my room while I slept, texting me to check in whenever he had to leave. I remember mumbling through my nausea, "You're the best. I owe you for this." He just smiled and said, "You don't owe me anything." Everything felt so normal, so comfortable, that I never stopped to wonder why Austin never dated anyone, never realizing that should have been my first red flag, because the truth hit me like that basketball all over again 3 weeks ago. We were having our regular Friday night, chilling in my room playing Minecraft, when Austin shifted to face me. The way he said "babe" should have been my first heart attack, but then he followed it with, "Where do you want to go to celebrate our 1 year?" And my brain completely shut down. I froze. "Babe? 1 year?" Before I could speak, he kissed me. Not a friendly peck, but a real kiss. Then he said, "Time really flew by, huh?" I'm thinking that steakhouse downtown. Before I could even speak, his mom called asking if he was still with his girlfriend, while on speakerphone. He said yes while pulling me closer like this was totally normal. After he left to help her with something urgent, I went into detective mode. I scrolled through our texts, and my heart dropped. Those hearts he'd been sending for months suddenly didn't look so friendly anymore. Every time someone called us a couple and he didn't correct them. Every time he introduced me as his Maya instead of just Maya. Every time he'd smile when people assumed we were together. All those moments I'd brushed off suddenly looked completely different. I called my friend Jenna, practically hyperventilating, and she just started laughing. "Girl, what? It was never rumors. We all literally thought you were in a relationship. Austin told everyone you guys got together last March. I had no idea you were this oblivious, holy crap." When Austin returned 2 hours later, I tried to handle it gently, explained there'd been a massive misunderstanding, that while I cared about him deeply as my best friend, we'd never actually had a conversation about dating. The transformation was instant. "Are you kidding me right now?" His whole face changed, like someone had ripped a mask off. "After a year? Austin, you literally never asked me," I said softly, trying to calm him down. He started pacing, voice getting louder. "Asked you? Everyone knows we're together. My mom, my team, everyone. What was I supposed to ask when you were already acting like my girlfriend?" This sweet guy who brought treats for my dog was suddenly screaming that I was just like all girls, that I'd been playing games and he'd done everything right, so I owed him. He kept ranting about how I'd used him, manipulated him, wasted his time. Suddenly the person I thought was my best friend was listing every single thing he'd ever done for me like he'd been keeping score. So yeah, I found out I had a boyfriend and became single in the same conversation.